Alright, welcome back to another Assassin's Creed 1 stream. Today with a continuation of the Stealth and All Mission Challenge. And yeah, the very end of AC1. We're gonna be finishing the game today and then also make a start on AC2 later. And we're pretty much done with all of the stealth parts for now. Since the last two kind of like main memories are rather like open combat oriented, which means there will be like no mandatory stealth sessions that we will have for the remainder of the playthrough. So far we've been detected 9 times total, and yeah, I reckon it's gonna stay that way because as I said, there's only force detection scenarios left at this point. So yeah, quite happy about how we have done so far. As you might hear, I'm still a bit sick, so pardon me if I'm not like super talkative today. But yeah, hopefully it's gonna be fine during kind of like the progression of the day. But yeah, looking forward to play more of AC1, get to finish it, and then especially make a start on AC2 because that game is the AC game I haven't streamed in the longest. So yeah, quite excited to get back into it. Also, hey there, Afro. Welcome in. Safety and peace be upon you. Upon you as well, Afro. Welcome in. Hey there, Harbinger. Welcome in. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, doing a bit of an early stream today, so we can both finish this and make a start on AC2 later. Too bad you will have to work in 30 minutes, but you'll be back later. No worries whatsoever, Harbinger. Thanks for coming by and for joining, and I hope you have a good start into your working day. Which was the most painful to do stealth-wise?
Bene. Now I have a way back up in case I fall.
I would say Assassin's Creed 3, because AC3 has the most unforgiving kind of like detection system. And yeah, it definitely has been a bit trickiest, I would say, to do stealthy. Which is so easy, especially like doing locations like forts, where like inside the restricted area, and once somebody's kind of like making contact, you can't just go back into the bush or whatever. They will like always chase you down, and yeah, it can be very tricky like once you're getting detected to get back into stealth either. Indeed, Harbinger. Looking forward to hear Ezio say that at least a couple of times. Yeah, AC3 is still a game that I cherish a lot, but it isn't really for the stealth system. Now, it can still work just fine, especially for like missions that are like scripted with guard positioning and everything, but like I think like, you know, going for a fort, for instance, is definitely the prime example of how the stealth often works really badly in that game. So yeah, I would say that game has been the most painful. Okay, back in Jerusalem. We have just finished the last assassination mission, number 9. Which means now we can go and actually leave Jerusalem and then make our way to Arsuf, which is where we have to meet King Richard and warn him of the betrayal of Roberto Sable. And with that we would also prevent a like united attack of Christians and Muslims against the assassins. So yeah. Let's go over here.
Come see what I have to offer. something? You're nothing. God has forsaken you. Stop this, please. You're hurting me. You're nothing. God has forsaken you.
I don't understand what he's trying to accomplish.
Someone tell me why he's doing that. Out of his mind. Is there a reason for him to do that?
Yeah, that Jerusalem theme is so good. I do like how it's definitely the most peaceful and the most kind of like dreamy sounding of the three major cities in this game. Which is kind of ironic because it's one of the most contested city, of course, between Christians and Muslims. Maybe also the idea behind like peace, you know, is kind of like in the unity between both of them.
Use throwing knives to deal with distant enemies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will, because ambient music has always been like a big part of AC games. But yeah, I'm intrigued to hear what kind of like ambient music it's gonna be, and most importantly, who's making it.
Belki sefer elimizden kurtulduk. Kalabalığın içine karışmayı seviyor.
I gotcha, Afro. That's definitely fair. Yeah, that's one thing I also loved about the early AC games, especially AC2, like the way they incorporated ambient music. Because it's like always there, wherever you are. And even if you get into combat, they would often like immediately pick up where you left off, or kind of like let the ambient music play a bit longer. If you're getting to kill whoever has detected you. There was like a big focus on making ambient music very, I guess, present. Which definitely has become more of a rarity in the newer AC games. Yeah, I actually have to go that direction. Okay, there's the guiding stone towards Arsuf. Perfect.
short blade is best for quickly fending off.
There we are. The front lines of a battlefield.
Who's done this? Tell him, but you will die here. Sit on the
That rumble.
أيها المرتد! أنت مسرع جدا ولكنك لن تنتصر. أيها الكافر
That visual buckle. Amazing.
Glaubst du, du könntest mir entfliehen? Und es gibt mir nichts gegen. Den Rache Gottes! Und wird dir niemals vergeben!
Gotta train my hidden blade timing here for the last boss fight. It'll be useful against both Robert Sable and also against Mualim.
Wird deine Strafe nicht entkommen!
There we are. Fought our way through to King Richard. It's kinda funny we come to warn him of a betrayal and of danger from within, even though we just killed like 40 of his men or something.
Come no further.
Hold a moment. It's words I bring, not steel.
Offering terms of surrender then? It's about time.
You misunderstand. It's Al-Mualim who sends me, not Salah ad-Din.
Assassin! What is the meaning of this? And be quick with it!
You've a traitor in your midst.
And he has hired you to kill me? Come to gloat about it before you strike? I won't be taken so easily!
It's not you I've come to kill. It's him.
Speak then! That I may judge the truth! Who is this traitor?
Robert de Sable.
My lieutenant!
He aims to betray.
That's not the way he tells it. He seeks revenge against your people for the havoc you've wrought in Acre. And I am inclined to support him. Some of my best men were murdered by some of yours.
It was I who killed them, and for good reason. Hear me out. William of Montferrat. He sought to use his soldiers to take Acre by force. Gagné de Naplouse. He would use his skills to indoctrinate and control any who resisted. Sabrand. He intended to block the ports, preventing your kingdom from providing aid. They betrayed you, and they took their orders from Robert.
You expect me to believe this outlandish tale?
You knew these men, better than I. Are you truly surprised to learn of their ill intentions?
Is this true?
My liege, It is an assassin that stands before us. These creatures are masters of manipulation. Of course it isn't true.
I've no reason to deceive.
Oh, but you do. You're afraid of what will happen to your little fortress. Can it withstand the combined might of the Saracen and the Crusader army?
My concern is for the people of the Holy Land. If I must sacrifice myself for there to be peace, so be it.
This is a strange place we find ourselves in. Each of you accusing the other.
There really is no time for this. I must be off to meet with Saladin and enlist his aid. The longer we delay, the harder this will become.
Hold a moment, Robert.
Why? What do you intend? Surely you do not believe him?
It is a difficult decision, one I cannot make alone. I must leave it in the hands of one wiser than I.
Thank you.
No, Robert, not you.
Then who?
The Lord. Let this be decided by combat. Surely God will side with the one whose cause is righteous.
If this is what you wish,
It is.
so be it. To arms, assassins!
Ein Assassiner! Töte ihn auf! Les flammes de l'enfer vont te dévorer! Je vais libérer ton âme! Ton âme est tu ne m'échapperas pas!
The time for games is ended.
It's done then. Your schemes, like you, are put to rest.
You know nothing of schemes. You're but a puppet. He betrayed you, boy. Just as he betrayed me.
Speak sense, Templar. Or not at all.
9 men he sent you to kill, yes? The 9 who guarded the treasure's secret.
What of it?
It wasn't 9 who found the treasure, assassin. Not 9, but 10.
A 10th? None may live who carry the secret. Give me his name.
Oh, but you know him well. And I doubt very much you'd take his life as willingly as you've taken mine.
Who?
It is your master, Mualim.
But he is not a Templar.
Did you never wonder how it is he knew so much? Where to find us, how many we numbered, what we aspired to attain?
He is the master of the assassins.
We, master of lies. You and I just 2 more pawns in his grand game. And now, with my death, only you remain. Do you think he'll let you live, knowing what you do?
I've no interest in the treasure.
Ah, but he does. The only difference between your master and I is that he did not want to share. Ironic, isn't it? That I, your greatest enemy, kept you safe from harm. But now you've taken my life, and in the process, ended your own.
Well fought, assassin. It seems God favors your cause this day.
God had nothing to do with it. I was the better fighter.
Ah, you may not believe in him, but it Seems he believes in you. Before you go, I have a question.
Ask it then.
Why? Why travel all this way? Risk your life 1,000 times, all to kill a single man.
He threatened my brothers and what we stand for.
Ah, vengeance then.
No, not vengeance. Justice, that there might be peace.
This is what you fight for? Peace? Do you see the contradiction?
Some men cannot be reasoned.
Like that madman, Saladin.
I think he'd like to see an end to this war as much as you.
So I've heard, but never seen.
Even if he doesn't say it, it's what the people want. Saracen and Crusader alike.
The people know not what they want. It's why they turn to men like us.
Then it falls to men like you to do what is right.
Nonsense. We come into the world kicking and screaming, violent and unstable. It is what we are. We cannot help ourselves.
No. We are what we choose to be.
Your kind. Always playing with words.
I speak the truth. There's no trick to be found here.
We'll know soon enough. But I fear you cannot have what you desire this day. Even now, that heathen Saladin cuts through my men and I must attend to them. But perhaps, having seen how vulnerable he is, he will reconsider his actions. Yes, in time, what you seek may be possible.
You were no more secure than him. Do not forget that. The men you left behind to rule in your stead did not intend to serve you for longer than they have.
Yes. I am well aware.
Then I'll take my leave. My master and I have much to discuss. It seems that even he is not without fault.
He is only human, as are we all. You as well.
Safety and peace be upon you.
Mualim is the 10th Templar? This cannot be. All these years I've looked to him for strength and guidance. His word has always been truth, and now I'm told it's all been a lie? No. Even in death, Robert seeks to poison my mind, or does he? I remember the careful way in which my master avoided my questions, changed the subject when I dug too deep. Was it deference he sought to teach me, or blind obedience? Willful ignorance of the truth? There's but one way to answer these questions. I must seek Mualim.
I said get up, goddammit! Listen,
Oh no.
seems your assassin friends found us.
What?
How'd you do it, Desmond?
Hey, look, I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever's going on down there has got nothing to do with me.
They're here for you, and I sure as shit didn't invite them. What's the situation down there?
We're taking heavy fire.
Can you contain it? Or do I need to evacuate the prisoner?
Only 5 or 6. We've got them outnumbered. Couple of wounded, but we'll pull through. We'll get it under control.
God damn you, Desmond. You couldn't leave well enough alone.
I told you I had nothing to do with this. How would I even contact them? Telepathy? Come on.
Doesn't matter. They'll be dead soon enough. Here, have a listen.
Threat's been neutralized.
Looks like the cavalry won't be coming.
Dunno, Doc. We're freaking out a minute ago. Your little research facility not as secure as you thought it was? Worried they'll be back with more?
I don't think so, Desmond.
What Lucy here is trying to say is that there aren't any assassins left to come for you. We've been very busy this past year, hunting down your little enclaves, your desert communes and whatnot. I'm afraid you're on your own. Rest up, Mr. Miles. Tomorrow, we finish this.
Or, you know, today. I kind of wonder who actually died in this attack, you know? Like who the assassins were that tried to rescue Desmond here. Definitely glad it wasn't Rebecca though.
I'm sorry, Desmond.
You mentioned the desert. Do you think...
They sent a team there, but the place was deserted. I don't know where your parents are, and I can't promise they're still alive. But I think they got away.
Thanks. Thanks for checking.
It's not as bad as it seems.
What are you talking about? They just killed, literally killed, my only chance of getting out of here. And then I find out the assassins are all but destroyed, and Christ, I still don't know what these people are planning. But I do know they plan to kill me when they're done. I am screwed, okay? What do you want me to do?
Just try and have a little faith. Have faith. Rest up, Desmond. You're gonna need the energy.
It's kind of funny because when Lucy's revealing her finger, I always thought when I first saw it that he actually was missing a finger because it just below kind of like the knuckle, I guess, that she's like popping it over. So it did look a bit weird to me, but if you actually look at her hand, you know, she's having all of her fingers. So she basically just did like the move, you know, just to say that, yeah, she's like part of the assassins. But she didn't actually do the, you know, ring finger ritual. AC2 is such an upgrade over AC1. It's up there on your long list with Black Flag and Origins. Yeah, AC2 definitely has a special place in my heart too. It's crazy how much and many improvements they have made over AC1, which was already a fantastic game, but yeah, they really advanced it much further. And yeah, Origins is also absolutely one of my favorites, for sure. Black Flag 2, but less for AC reasons and more for just the story and the gameplay. But yeah, I love all of these three games, for sure. But to be fair, I love all of the games developed by Ubisoft Montreal that are AC games.
Aren't you tired?
They just know their shit. Okay, time to have a look at the laptop here for more information. From Warren Vidic to Lucy Stimmen. Subject, conference room door. Isn't working. Remote access is down or something. Can you look and see what's wrong? Don't have time for this crap. Lucy says, Hi Warren. The passcode was changed last night. They change them once a week. Do you have the new passcode? No, what is it? 10281943. That means we can now have access to the conference room and to the laptop there. Alan Ricken, additional subjects. Warren, if this kit isn't going to get us what we need, it's time to start looking elsewhere. I CC'd David from our acquisitions department. He may be able to provide you with a couple of additional test subjects should Desmond be retired. In case you need reminding, we are running out of time. This crap with a fluoride enhancement is going to put us under a lot of scrutiny. We need to launch on the 21st. If we wait any longer, we risk everything being frozen during the investigation. I have a feeling that none of our friends in DC are going to do us any favors on this one. We deal with them come election time. We've cleaned up the mess of DIA, but I'm hearing there's some jackass baggage handler trolling news groups and nutjobs websites with his tales of mass murder and corporate cover-ups. Where's he even getting his information from? The report said the project lead killed everyone down there before our cleanup crews arrived. I still don't understand how they managed to botch that so badly. Anyway, we're trying to figure out who the hell he is so we can shut him up, but it's proving difficult. I'm beginning to wonder if he doesn't have help. Seems there's still a couple of those assassin bastards running loose. It only takes one. But you already knew that. Makes me wonder if the fluoride leaks were internal after all. And if it was, are we dealing with a whistleblower or something worse? I'm about ready to pull the plug on your Subject 17, so either get me results or get another person into that animus. Ellen. So who we're talking about here is actually Sean Hastings, because he did all of the whistleblowing. And he also talked about the fluoride enhancement scandal. Daily headline. Mexican president promises better border security. Concerned about record numbers of illegal immigrants entering his country, the president of Mexico today promised to ramp up border security. The number of troops stationed along the border is expected to triple. Opponents are worried about an increase in violence between American refugees and Mexican troops. Fighting between the two groups has left 300 dead and nearly 1,000 wounded over the past 6 months. And there it is. The conference room. It's kind of interesting that they still have the crosses everywhere, you know, like on the doors, on the walls. Very subtle way of saying, hey, we're Templars. But yeah, now we can go ahead and actually access this computer over here. And there's only one email from the 7th of September, 8 AM. Analysis. Warren. The others and I have finished reviewing the Animus recordings from subjects 12 to 16. While the Peace of Eden remains our priority, we must all continue working to locate and understand the remaining artifacts. I'm sure you can understand our reasoning behind this. Although the satellite is intended to accomplish a fair portion of the work for us, we will certainly need to deal with those who are either immune to or protected from its effects. Please take a moment to look over our findings and get back to me with any feedback you may have. I will summarize below. Piece of Eden number 3. We applaud your continued efforts to locate an alternate artifact following the loss of number 2 in the DIA satellite accident. We understand Subject 17 is having trouble interfacing with the Animus, leading to delays. As a result, we estimate another 24 hours before your next critical update. In the meantime, we will prepare an extraction team and set them to stand by. We are relying on you to obtain the additional information we require. He knows where the other objects are, even if he doesn't realize it. You must unlock that final memory, or all of this will have been for nothing. Philadelphia Project. Data provided from Animal Subject 12 indicates that the ship briefly manifested in a future state for approximately 18 minutes. It is unclear whether the timeline is consistent with or parallel to our own. Although we have recovered enough data to reconstruct and repair the original artifact used in the experiment, administration has refused to move forward on the project, citing paradox concerns. Corporate policy remains in place. Any objects found to interfere with or manipulate time must be contained. Artifact will be moved to secure storage. So that's quite interesting because this is basically a piece of Eden project that allowed them to actually see into the future. And it's something, it's kind of like based on the technology that the ISO have used to kind of like look into the future or potential futures. Which is how they eventually made contact with Ezio, but also Desmond. So it's kind of like their way of like calculating the future and potential outcomes. It even gets more important in Valhalla when Desmond is kind of like doing the calculations together with Layla, essentially. The Tunguska incident. Now believed to be the direct result of assault by assassins. Research station destroyed as was artifact. Alternate wave generation devices have been located in storage, but we have insufficient data at the moment to initiate research. The risk of accident is too high. Lineage Discovery and Acquisition Division should attempt to locate descendants of any attack survivors, either assassin or brotherhood, in order to continue research. Resurrecting this particular type of technology will aid us greatly with any holdouts following the satellite's activation. We're putting together a team to push research in this area. The Grail. We are removing the Grail from our list of objectives. There's insufficient evidence to confirm its existence. Current examination of Subject 17 indicates that aside from the Piece of Eden, all other artifacts related to Christ figure are literary devices or derived from Piece of Eden, and not actual objects. Even if the object is real, its use to us at this stage is negligible. Our resources are better used elsewhere. So kind of like funny because it was kind of like theorized that a lot of the knights during the Crusades were actually looking for the Holy Grail. Because part of it was of course to restore the Holy Land for Christians, right? And for Jesus, or in the name of Jesus. And the Holy Grail is what he used for the Last Supper. To share a drink with his followers, essentially. And it was used as like a holy item that everyone was searching for. But yeah, apparently just a bunch of bollocks. Mitcho Hedges communicators. Analysis of the object is complete. The good news is that they work. As a result, we now have a safe and secure communication channel for use after the launch. However, they are severely limited in number, and so we will be providing them only to our most essential facilities. You will obviously retain possession of the one you have. Oren, I cannot stress how important it is that you wrap things up with Subject 17 as soon as possible. We're obviously relieved that you seem to be closing in on the target memory, but you need to step it up. Everything we're working towards depending on you retrieving those locations. Without them, we've got nothing. May the Father of Understanding guide you to success. Ellen Riggin. And yeah, that kind of like gives you more insight into the workings and the projects of Abstergo. You know, realizing that of course it's much bigger than what they're doing with Desmond, essentially, right? They have found ways to look into the future, they have ways to communicate across, you know, networks that others are kind of like exempt from. they, do like all of his memory research really to find out about where pieces of Eden have been and what happened. And very soon Desmond is to be retired, you know, he only has another 24 hours. And then he is to be killed. But that's kind of like when AC2 starts with a modern day story. And fortunately it doesn't come to that. But yeah, now there's nothing left to do but go back to the bed and jump into the enemies for one last time. There's also not gonna be any additional emails, that's also the last time we have been reading emails too.
Get up.
Even earlier than usual, Doc.
I'd like to get this over with as quickly as possible.
If you say so.
Don't be so glum, Mr. Miles. Today is a historic day. One that will be remembered for years to come. Remembered by some of us, anyway.
Also give me just one sec. Alright. Let's get back to it.
Time to start the program, Desmond.
The short blade is best for quickly fending off.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
Gone to see the Master.
Was it the Templars? Did they attack again?
They walk the path.
What path? What are you talking about?
Towards the light.
Speak sense.
There is only what the Master shows us. This is the truth.
You've lost your mind.
You too will walk the path, or you will perish. So the Master commands.
It was Mualim, wasn't it? What's he done to you?
Praise be to the Master, for he has led us to the light.
And there you go. Back in Masyaf, and it's completely empty, save for a few lost souls that have been corrupted in a way where they follow Mualim everywhere and would do anything. So this is what we've been working towards, you know. Mualim having the apple all for himself and then being able to use it to bring unity across the Holy Land. For a horrible price.
Only speak, Master, and show us the path. Only speak, Master, and show us the path.
Oh, Mualim, guide us, command us.
The world will be cleansed. We will begin anew. He is the light. He is the way.
Only speak, Master, and show us the path. Only speak, Master, and show us the path.
It's kind of interesting, like the visual representation too of like Masyaf being corrupted, you know, it's completely desaturated. There's almost no color left at this point.
Oh, Mualim, guide us, command us.
And it's kind of like a visual effect they have kept forward. For instance, in AC2, like being in Florence for the first time as young Ezio, you know, it's like super colorful. And when they get back, when you know, Florence is corrupted by the Mets monk Savonarola, you know, the effect of the apple also kind of like makes it seem like you know, it's completely desaturated too. Even in Origins, when you go back to Siva at the end of the game, there's like definitely less saturation going on. It's part to represent the you know, corruption of the Apple of Eden.
I'll take you down.
Kill the traitor!
The master!
He does not walk the path. Destroy him!
Altair! Up here!
There he is, the legend himself, Malik, coming to help us. It's also saying so much, that Malik and also his followers aren't affected by the effect of the Apple of Eden, That's also because they're true assassins, and they can think for themselves, but yeah, it's quite interesting, who is affected and who isn't.
You picked a fine time to arrive.
So it seems.
Guard yourself well, friend. Al-Mualim has betrayed us.
Yes. Betrayed his Templar allies as well.
How do you know?
After we spoke, I returned to the ruins beneath Solomon's temple. Robert had kept a journal, filled its pages with revelations. What I read there broke my heart. But it also opened my eyes. You were right, Altair. All along our master has used us. We were not meant to save the Holy Land, but deliver it to him. He must be stopped.
Be careful, Malik. What he's done to the others, he'll do to us given the chance. You must stay far from him.
What would you propose? My blade arm is still strong and my men remain my own. It would be a mistake not to use us.
Distract these thralls then. Assault the fortress from behind. If you can draw their attention away from me, I might reach Al-Mualim.
I will do as you ask, Dai.
The men we face, their minds are not their own. If you can avoid killing them.
Yes. Though he has betrayed the tenets of the Creed, it does not mean we must as well. I'll do what I can.
It's all I ask. Safety and peace, my friend.
Your presence here will deliver us both.
It's a really cool connection to the beginning of AC1, because when Malik is pissed off with Altair, and Altair visits him for the first time in Jerusalem in the Burrow, Malik actually says, your presence here deprives us of both safety and peace. But now it's like completely reversed, also showcasing how much Mualim, how much Altair and Malik have kind of like grown together and have overcome their struggles.
There are so many innocents. I must be careful not to harm them.
What's happening?
So, the student returns.
I've never been one to run.
Never been one to listen either.
I still live because of it.
What will I do with you?
Let me go.
Oh, Altair. I hear the hatred in your voice. Feel its heat. Let you go? That would be unwise.
Why are you doing this?
I found proof.
Proof of what?
That nothing is true. And everything is permitted. Come. Destroy the betrayer. Send him from this world.
Face me! Or are you afraid?
I have stood before 1,000 men, all of them superior to you, and all of them dead, by my hand. I am not afraid.
Prove it.
What could I possibly fear? Look at the power I command. Have you any final words?
You lied to me. Called Robert's goal foul when all along it was yours as well.
I've never been much good at sharing.
You won't succeed. Others will find the strength to stand against you.
And this is why, so long as men maintain free will, there can be no peace.
I killed the last man who spoke as such.
Bold words, boy. But just words.
Then let me go. I'll put words into action. Tell me, Master, why did you not make me like the other assassins? Why allow me to retain my mind?
Who you are and what you do are twined too tight together. To rob you of one would have deprived me of the other. And those Templars had to die. But the truth is, I did try. In my study, when I showed you the treasure. But you are not like the others. You saw through the illusion.
Illusion?
That's all it's ever done. This Templar treasure, this piece of Eden, this word of God. Do you understand now? The Red Sea was never parted. Water never turned to wine. It was not the machinations of Iris that spawned the Trojan War, but this! Illusions! All of them!
What you plan is no less an illusion. To force men to follow you against their will.
Is it any less real than the phantoms the Saracens and Crusaders follow now? Those craven gods who retreat from this world that men might slaughter one another in their names? They live amongst an illusion already. I'm simply giving them another. One that demands less blood.
At least they choose these phantoms.
Or do they? Aside from the occasional convert or heretic?
It isn't right.
Ah, and now logic has left you. In its place, you embrace emotion. I am disappointed.
What's to be done then?
You will not follow me, and I cannot compel you.
And you refuse to give up this evil scheme.
It seems then we are at an impasse.
No, we are at an end.
I will miss you, Altair. You were my very best student. Impossible. The student does not defeat the teacher.
الشيء واقع مطلق بل كل ممكن.
So it seems. You have won then. Go and claim your prize.
You held fire in your hand, old man. It should have been destroyed.
Destroy the only thing capable of ending the Crusades and creating true peace? Never.
Then I will.
We'll see about that. I applied my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also was a chasing after wind, for in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge, increaseth sorrow. Destroy it! Destroy it, as you said you would.
I can't.
Yes, you can, Altair. But you won't.
We've got it.
What the hell was that?
Well?
We've got the map.
How many?
At least half a dozen.
We don't need them all.
We should assume some amount of decay. I can't imagine they'll all still be functioning. At least 2 appear to reside on land masses that no longer exist.
We'll dispatch teams to each site and determine viability. We only need 1, after all.
What about the rest?
Collect them. Let's not leave anything to chance. Last thing we need is some damn survivor making trouble for us in the new world.
And the assassin?
We have what we need. Kill him.
Wait. You know how these things work. I doubt we'll be able to walk right in.
What's your point?
We might need him. His memories. I'd recommend we hold him until we have confirmation that there aren't any surprises waiting for us at the sites.
This is a waste of time.
You said it yourself. We shouldn't leave anything to chance.
Very well. Ensure we have no further need of him, then kill him.
Fine. Stop undermining my authority!
I just saved your ass.
Let's go. We've got a lot of work to do. Don't get too comfortable, Mr. Miles. We'll be back for you soon enough.
What the hell is that?
And now that we're fully synced with Altair, we also unlocked his special ability, Eagle Vision. Which means you can now see these strange messages everywhere, painted. We also saw that Lucy was actually marked blue as an ally, and Vidic was marked red as an enemy. And yeah, all of these symbols actually have unique meanings. I don't know all of them, but for example the pyramid is one of the symbols, you know, kind of like recurring over and over. Which kind of stands behind the idea of the Templars, right, and Abstergo. It's the few control the many. The hierarchy, you know, where the highest point is kind of like the tightest. There's another pyramid, but this time with the apple on top, which further showcases, you know, what the Templars are after. It's like control of the many, with the help of the pieces of Eden. Landmasses that do not exist. Yeah, maybe they have existed, you know, during ESO times or something. But they don't anymore. So if you're wondering how all of these symbols have actually gotten into this room, it's was because the previous subject, Subject 16, also called Clay Kasmeric, he also was an assassin that they did like experiments on. However, he actually, you know, got captured on purpose because he wanted to investigate the Animus project. And Lucy was his contact within Abstergo. However, she betrayed him for the Templars. And when he knew that there was like no way for him out of here anymore, he actually committed suicide. But before that, he used his blood to paint all of these messages. Because he knew only somebody who would obtain Eagle Vision could actually see these messages. Because while the blood is away, all of the DNA is still there. And that's how we can see these messages. Also this barcode, which says 21st of December 2012. Warning for the end of a word. But yeah, now the only thing that's left to do is go back into our room and have a look at the wall. Because that's gonna be exactly where AC2 starts.
Oh my god. It looks like... Is that blood? What the hell were they keeping here before me? And what happened to him? What does it mean, I wonder?
And that is Assassin's Creed. From 2007. The very first game that spawned an amazing series of other games, including the Ezio trilogy, which we will be starting in just a few. We're gonna be starting AC2 today, of course, and begin Ezio's adventures as well. But yeah, that was awesome, playing through this game yet again. Even though it hasn't been overly long, we actually played this in October. Actually November last year, never mind. So it's only been about 2 months since I last played this, but yeah, it was still, you know, a great time. Especially doing another kind of like challenge. Because for the 15-year anniversary we played with the No HUD challenge. And it's been a good while since I've done like a stealth challenge with this game, or any kind of like AC game. So I'm quite glad we also got through it rather well, you know. We got a couple detections, 9 in total. But considering there's like 9 main targets and we got like 1 on average for all the investigations and assassinations, I would say that's a pretty solid rate. But yeah, it could have been much lower if it wasn't for some bullshit detections where enemies were like having eyes in their back, or you know, an NPC was like standing in the way. But that's just something you have to deal with, you know, in these games. There will always be bugs or kind of like random things happening that you just can't predict, and that will definitely add to the counter. But yeah, I reckon the counter for AC2 is gonna be much higher, because the game was also a lot longer. And we will have many more missions, especially side missions, where it's quite tricky to stay stealthy all the way. So yeah, I reckon we're gonna get definitely into the double digits, that's for sure. Thanks for the GG, Afro. Yeah, that was a very good time. But yeah, I can't wait either to play AC2 now. Because it's been a long time for me to have played through the game. At least in my terms. It's been like a year. But Yeah, it's crazy how this game, you know, spawned such a long-running series. I would definitely argue though that AC2 probably spawned even more when it comes to like the lore and like other games. But yeah, I mean, obviously they had to have this idea first, you know. And it was such a good idea that they went with a very historic approach here, right? Really dive into the time where the assassins have been very relevant, and the Templars too. But yeah, it was a good decision not to stay in this time, but rather kind of like go much further back. Because it's all about connecting to a modern timeline, right? It's to kind of like showcase, okay, how did the Templars actually became Abstergo? Which means they must have always been there, even during times where the Templars officially haven't existed. But yeah, they change forms and company names, and they've always been there, acting in the shadows. Even if we didn't know them as the Templars or the Templar Order anymore. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, definitely has laid the groundwork and the foundation. Also for the gameplay, of course, you know, like really defining like the pillars of Assassin's Creed. With parkour, combat, social stealth. And also just what the assassins stand for, like their creed, the way of operating. Even if it's quite different in AC2, it's definitely foundation, and it kind of like grounds you every time you go back to play this game. To remind you like where the assassins come from, but also the Templars. But yeah guys, that means we have now reached the end of our challenge playthrough for AC1. So what I'm gonna be doing now is I'm gonna go and take a break to set a few things up for AC2, change a couple commands and stuff. And then when I come back, we will watch Assassin's Creed Lineage, which is gonna be a short movie created by Ubisoft, featuring a lot of the live action actors that start in AC2. And it's kind of like a prequel storyline featuring Ezio's father, Giovanni Auditore, and how his family got betrayed, and yeah, kind of like the whole setup for the story that we dive into in AC2. So we're gonna be watching that movie and also the behind the scenes for that. And also give me just a sec, I need to go to a door real quick. Okay, sorry. Just had to go to the door because the package arrived and yeah. But yeah, so this is gonna be where we will go and take a break. And on my return, we're gonna go and watch some short movies, trailers and stuff, and then we're finally gonna be diving into AC2. So yeah, hope to catch you guys after the break for more of that. If you are only here to watch some AC1, that's totally fine too, and I definitely understand. I want to thank you for watching this part of the stream and for joining me for this game and the playthrough. But yeah, if you want to stick around for the next game in the series, then definitely feel free to chill in here, listen to some of the music, and yeah, enjoy me for some of the awesome Ezio saga. Also, hey there, Jeremy. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. I hope you're having a good day so far. But yeah, let's go ahead and quit the game here. And then I will be back in about 10 minutes, I would say, roughly. Go to the intro for the second game. Indeed. Yeah, I'm quite excited to get into this. It's almost 5 AM, so going to head to bed. I gotcha. That's definitely fair. I've been there. Well, I hope you have a good, you know, rest and that you get some good sleep too. And yeah,